Since the National Human Trafficking Hotline was created back in 2007, there have been 796 cases of human trafficking, and 1,640 victims were identified in these cases. In order to help counter the epidemic of human trafficking here in Wisconsin, that's why this legislation was introduced. We want to increase penalties for solicitation for prostitution. Currently, a person who solicits anyone who is at least 18 to practice prostitution or establishes a person who is at least 18 in a place of prostitution is guilty of a Class H felony. Well, this bill is going to raise that penalty to a Class G felony. Under a bifurcated sentence, the maximum term of confinement in prison is 5 years, followed by a maximum term of extended supervision of 5 years. Additionally, this bill includes a mandatory minimum code of confinement in prison. And that minimum will depend on the number of convictions for solicitation that individual has. We've also included the opportunity for the person to complete a treatment and education program approved by the court. The mandatory minimums are as follows. For a first offense, the mandatory minimum is either 6 months, or if the person completes the program, 3 months. For a second offense, the mandatory minimum is either 12 months, or if the offense follows the completion, or the offender follows the completion of the program, 9 months. For a third offense, the mandatory minimum would be 2 years, and for a fourth or subsequent offense, the mandatory minimum is 3 years. Additionally, we hope to educate the public of these penalties by including them in a human trafficking poster designed by the Wisconsin Department of Justice, so their name gets exposed, because so often right now a perpetrator doesn't really get much publicity. It's just kind of swept under the table.